guys doing? Hope everyone is doing great. If you are new here, you're welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, you are also welcome. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to make a lace collar just like the one you're seeing on the thumbnail. So for this project, I'll be working with this cord lace you're seeing, and what we need here is the lace scallop. So this is the lace scallop. So I'm going ahead to cut it out, and this is it. Can you see? Can you see? And there's the second piece. So just know that what you need is just a lace that has a scallop or a lace that has design that you can trim out. Okay, so I'll be using this for the collar, and for the collar stand I'll be working with this plain fabric. Can you see? And I've gone ahead to iron hairstay on it, and there's the hairstay I use. And you see, you can use a collar stay if you have one. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be doing is to draft the collar pattern. So before I start drafting, we need to take the round neckline measurement. So I'm going to assume that this is the blouse I'll be fixing the collar on. So what I need to do is to take the round neckline measurements. So I'll be working with 18 inches because I'm doing this for a tutorial purpose. I'm not making this a collar for anyone or for any garment. Okay, so I'll be working with 18 inches. Now this collar is going to be slightly different from the normal collar that you know. That's the one that is always on the shirts, that you always see on shirts. Okay, this one is different because the opening is going to be at the back, not at the front. Okay, so I'll go ahead and start drafting. Now we're going to assume that this paper is on fold. Now remember that we are working with 18 inches. 18 divided by 2 will give us 9 inches. So I'm going to be marking 9 inches on my paper. So there is the 9 inches. Can you see? So the next thing I'm going to do is to get the midpoint of this 9 inches, which is at 4.5. So this is a 4.5. Okay. So I'm going to level this side, the center back, and I will level the side, the center front. Okay. So at the center front, I'm going to go up by 0.5 and mark. Okay, at that 0.5 I'm going to connect straight to the midpoint. Remember that this midpoint. Okay, so with my ruler I'll connect the center front to the midpoint this way. Can you see? Now remember we are drafting the collar stand first. Now I want the height of my collar stand to be 1 inch. And I also need ½ inch to join the collar stand to the main collar, and I need ½ inch to fix the collar stand to the garments. Okay, so all together will give us 1 inch plus the 1 inch collar height measurement, which will give us 2 inches. So from the new point of our center front, that is the 0.5 I mark, I'm going to place my tape on that 0.5 mark, and I will measure 2 inches. So this is 2 inches here. Coming to the midpoint, I'm going to place my tape this way and mark my 2 inches. Then at the center back, I'll also mark the 2 inches. Can you see? So the next thing I'm going to do is to connect these 3 points. So I'll be using my I'm going to be using my curve ruler to do that. So this is it. Can you see? Okay. So I'm going to close up this front. Okay, so this becomes our collar stand. It's very simple. So I'm going to be drafting the main collar now. So remember that the round neckline is 18 inches divided by 2 will give us 9 inches. So I've already marked out I've already drawn a line of 9 inches. Can you see? So this is the 9 inches. Remember, we're drafting the main collar now, okay? So I want the height of my main collar, that's the center back, to be 3.5 inches. That is, I want the height to be 3.5 inches at the center back. Now I want the center front to be 4 inches. So what I need to do is to place my tape on the new on that line I just marked. That is the 9 inches new line. I'm going to mark 3.5 this way at the center back. Can you see? So this 3.5. Now coming to that line, this line, I'm going to go in by 1 inch and mark. Okay, at that point I'll go up by 4 inches. Remember that the height of my main collar for the center front is 4 inches. Okay, so this is the 4 inches. So at that point I will go out by 1 inch because I want the center front of my main collar to look slanted. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to connect these points this way. This is the center front of my main collar. Then I will connect this to the back, to the center back this way. So you can see that the center front is higher than the center back. That's for the main collar. So this is the main collar and this is the collar stand. So I'll go ahead and cut it out and I'll show you how to place it on the lace and also the main fabric. Okay, so this is it. This is our pattern. So looking at this is the main collar and this is the collar stand. This is the center front of the stand and this is the center back. Now coming to the main collar, remember that the center back is 3.5. That is the height of the center front. Center back of the main collar is 3.5 and the center front is 4 inches. Now I want to further reduce the center back height to 3 inches instead of 3.5. Okay. Now this 3 inches, I'm going to reduce it to still accommodate the allowance to join to the collar stand. Okay, and also for the center front, the 4 inches include the allowance I need to join to the collar stand. So I'll go ahead. So from the top of the back, center back, I'll mark 0.5 and this is it, and connect to the center front this way. I've already done that. You can see the line. So I'll go ahead and cut it out. Can you see? So the next thing I'm going to do now is to show you how to place this on your lace and also the main fabric. So this is the fabric I'm using for the collar stand, and these are collar stand pattern. So what I need to do now is to place it this way. This is my center front and this is the center back. I'm going to place it this way. Remember that the center front is supposed to be on fold. Okay, so this is it. Now coming to the center back of the collar stand, I'm going to mark ½ inch. So I will use that ½ inch as a sewing allowance just to close the end of the center back of the collar stand. I hope you get that. Okay, so I'll be marking ½ inch. So what I need to do now is to cut this. So I've gone ahead to cut out the collar stand. As you can see I left 0.5. I added 0.5 to close up the center back. Now I cut out 2 because one is going to serve as my facing and one is going to serve as the main collar. Okay, so that's that. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut out the collar itself. That's the main collar. So this is the scallop I'm using. So what I did is to make sure that I'm facing the collar right side facing right side. Okay, right side facing right side, and I will make sure that the design is matching up. You can see. Can you see? Design is matching up. Can you see? So I'm going to arrange it very well before I place my pattern. So now this is going to be the top part. By the time you fix it on the stand, it will fall this way. So what I'm going to do now is to place the top part here this way. Can you see what I'm doing? Can you see? Now I need 0.5 inch to fold the two edges. So I'll be adding 0.5 as I'm cutting out the main collar. You can do 0.25 if you're using a bias to close up the sides. So I'm doing 0.5. I'm adding 0.5. Okay. You can see it's very easy. Just know the right place to fix your collar and you're good to go. Add my 0.5 and that's that. Can you see? So by the time I open it up, this is how it's going to look like. So I'm going to be closing this side, close here, and close this part, close here. So coming to the collar stand, I'm going to show you how to fix the main collar to the main collar front. So this is our center front. So this is our collar stand. What I need to do is to locate the midpoint. You can see the crease line, that's the midpoint. So I'm going to be placing my main collar at the midpoint. That is where I have the crease line, okay? Can you see? Then for the facing of the collar stand, I'm going to place it on top of my lace this way. Can you see what I'm doing? And I'll close the top. And by the time I flip it up, I should have something like this. Can you see? But before I do that, I have to fold the two ends of my main collar before I do that. So I'm going to go over to the machine, close my two sides, and fix the collar to the collar stand. So I'm done sewing, as you can see. So I'll go ahead and fix it on my mannequin so you can see how it looks. So this is how it looks on the mannequin neck. And you see, looking so beautiful. And you see, and there's the back. You can use hook and eye. So hold the back. I use pin to hold the stock parts. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching and see you in my next one. Bye.